So hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Secrets of the Viz. Today I have a very special guest, my brother from another mother, Prasann, who is here to talk a little bit about his Viz of the day. So over to you, Prasann, to give an intro, even though I know like everyone should know who you are.
Hey, hi everyone. I'm Prasann. I'm a Tableau visionary and ambassador, and also go by the name of Tableau Buddy. My journey started in 2021, and since then, it has been so great with the help of Data Farm. And I've been sharing my knowledge, learning as well, visiting, and also meeting people like Lewis. We met on the first Tableau conference, and I think that was the start of friendship, and it's been going on. So thank you so much, Lewis, for inviting me on your awesome initiative, Secrets of the Viz.
Thank you. I think what you're doing for the community via the Tableau Buddy is really commendable and it helps a lot of people. I'm excited as well because I'm joining Prasann in his sandbox program where I am helping to mentor people from the Asia side for a 3 to 4 months program. So we have a couple other mentors taking charge of the other regions. So I'm really excited to see how our mentees will turn out after 3 months.
That's right.
So today we're gonna talk about your Viz of the day. And I thought that was
Mhm.
really interesting because when you are kids, you sleep a lot. As you age, the amount of sleep that you get goes down and down. And when you hit, as a working adult, as a parent, you get even less sleep. Even for me, because I work 3 different time zones, Prasann know this very well. I work
Mhm.
with the Europe, the US, and the Asia time zone. So if you can imagine that I don't get enough sleep, I'll get like maybe 4 to 5 hours of sleep every night, which is probably not optimal. I'm probably one of the outliers. I think the recommended amount of sleep is like 7 to 8 hours. Are you getting seven to
Right.
eight hours every night?
I'm trying, but I'm getting 6 to 7 for my beauty sleep. I don't want to age.
Yeah, I mean everyone should have at least 7 hours of sleep. I think that helps your mental clarity and less dependence on caffeine. I'm very dependent on caffeine, which is probably not a good thing. It's gonna come back and bite me years down the road. But I digress. So let's talk about your sleep viz. Walk us through how you came about the idea in the first place.
So this data set is from Mako Monday, week 9, 2022. When I got this data, it had like 8 or 10 rows from kindergarten to grade 12, their average sleep hours that they're getting, and what is recommended. So, a normal statistical analysis that came to my mind was having a comparison between them or how they have been increasing with time. But then it was very simple.
So, for everyone's context, for those that are not in the US, 12th grade actually is equivalent to the end of secondary school for the British as well as the Asia education system. It's at the age where you are heading out to college, where you
Mhm.
start to get less and less sleep.
Right. I don't know why these guys are not sleeping because I wanted to sleep too much and my parents didn't wanted me to sleep. So that's an anomaly, but it's quite common. So I just asked ChatGPT, what are different types of insights you can infer from this data? And it came up with a comparison, which we normally do between grades. There was trend analysis and sleep hours, average. These were very common analysis. But while I was going through it, I found something interesting. That was sleep fulfillment rate or the percentage of sleep fulfillment. Now, that was a different angle, and I like this point very much. So I thought, okay, I can use this sleep fulfillment angle to build something around it. Now, what should I do about it? Since it was about students, the visual metaphor that came to my mind was related to leaves or flowers. They need to be nurtured and be taken care of. So I started with scribbling an idea about how I can actually show them in the form of leaves, because this is the way I always start a whiz. Start with scribbling, putting down some of my ideas, how it should be, getting a bit mathematical if it can be possible. Now, the next challenge was how to build that leaf or altogether that particular structure. And I had no idea, to be honest. I was good with mathematics, but I was out of mind how I can do that. So I came back again to ChatGPT. Now, this was quite interesting because I started with, can you tell me a mathematical equation to draw a leaf stem? It gave me parametric equations and then it actually plotted. I was like, no way, this is not what I want. Then I further asked it, I want to plot two leaf stems originating from zero, and both should have different curvatures. And they are spaced by factor A, but still, I wasn't getting something that I wanted. And that's where I got more context around quadratic Bezier curves. So that was the start of the ideation and actually helped me to find that optimum mathematical equation to build Bez.
I have to say that this metaphor of using flowers and leaf is really beautiful. I would never have thought about students and the blooming of flowers and all that kind of thing. But that whole metaphor makes sense now that you have said it, and I can understand how you came up with the whole design itself. How hard was it to translate all of this into the trigonometry within Tableau?
So I think it was straightforward, but if I have to draw a curve, I can't do it just with 2 points in Tableau. So for that, I actually created another data set of 100 points just for the sake of getting that optimal curve I wanted.
Yeah, that's really cool. I really like how you use the colors and the size of the bubbles to show the fulfillment rate. Because you can see from here through maybe from kindergarten to sixth grade, the students actually get like better than optimum sleep. But when it comes down to seventh grade onwards, you can see it goes all the way down to like poor sleep.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And it tells a lot because you have a major examination at your 12th grade, and years leading up to that, you are really plunged into deep studying. So there's a lot of stress that's involved from the ninth grade to the 12th grade, I would say. Yeah, I mean, this really turned out really well. Like wrapping up your metaphor and the legend, it's so easy to read and understand how the curves are. Third grade is probably the best time of their life because they're getting very optimum sleep. I don't remember what I was doing at third grade, honestly. Like just playing in
Maybe,
school every day.
maybe Pokemon was the thing that time. For me, it was
Okay.
Pokemon.
I I think it might be Pokemon actually. Yeah, third grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Ah, that's really cool. So I think we have everything we need from this viz, and this is really well done. This coming from you because you are in the business of teaching people data visualization, and this viz has a lot of best practices in terms of
Mhm.
how do you use colors, how do you use the layouts, white space, and all these kind of things. Ties in very well, and it's a testament of your skill and knowledge in this field. So, is there
Mhm.
any other thing that you are currently working on, or a new Viz idea that is kind of brewing at the back of your mind that you want to
Well,
tease the audience?
I failed to gather data, but I fell into the lands of watching Gossip Girl these days, and I'm already on season 5. It is a different kind of series I have watched for like last 3 4 years. I was just watching anime, so maybe something around Gossip Girl can be on the radar. Last year, I came back to Whizzing because for the last 2 years, I was mostly into teaching and sharing my knowledge on LinkedIn. It got me thrilled again, getting into that zone. So, more this year for sure.
I'm, I was gonna say that everyone has their guilty pleasure. So for you, it's probably Gossip Girl at this point of time. I think
Use this
people will
now.
never know that you have this side of you, which is I mean which is fun as well. People get to know you a little bit more from this show. My guilty pleasure is Sabrina Carpenter. So I've been listening to her
Mhm.
music back in probably like August last year, and
Is it because of the coffee?
yes, the song
Espresso?
Espresso. Yes. Maybe it's because the song is named Espresso, which is why I got hooked to it. Your guilty pleasure is Gossip Girl. My guilty pleasure is Sabrina Carpenter. So there we have it. The two
Yeah,
secrets that we don't want anyone else in the data fam to know. Now it's out in the public.
exactly.
Cool. So it's been really great having you on the show, Prasann. And I look for. I mean, it's just a couple of months more to TC.
Yes, it's going to be exciting and more parties as usual.
I'm always looking forward to that as well.
Yeah.
Right.
And thank you so much, Lewis, for inviting me and talking about this Viz. I think it's one of the Viz that is closest to my heart. And this was one where I actually took a plunge to get into that mathematical zone and do something a bit different. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, Prasann, again for sharing your knowledge and your design process and challenges with this. And I think this is a really innovative way of using AI to enhance our workflow because sometimes we do get stuck in ideation. AI can be a good friend. I mean, it doesn't have to replace our entire process, but it helps us to
Right.
get from one point to one point, especially when we get
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah, that's true. And I can talk about it because I've been using it for so much from work as well, because I landed a recent job last year and it was new to me, the whole banking industry. I was literally using ChatGPT to research about banking, different topics, and to wireframe all the dashboards. It's been of a great help. I think it's there to assist rather than replace.
Definitely. Right. So hope everyone learned something from this, and we'll see everyone in the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.